Hi kids! Guessing who I am? Well, I am Miss Whom. Guess my name, will you now? Usually I come up and tell you guys what my name is. Today, you have to guess what my name is. New program also now? Guess. It's something about stories. It's something that we come up, something that we start a story with. We say once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom. Got it? Yes, I am Miss Faraway. So you guys must be still confused as to what I am here for, what I'm going to do here, what am I going to give you guys? Well, you see a lot of books here, yeah? This is my library where I have so many stories that I would like to narrate to you guys. So, by now you guys must have figured out what this program is about. Yeah, it's where I tell you guys stories so that you guys can have a nice time narrating them to your friends as well. So today, I thought of bringing you guys like an old classical story. And you know I've got all these stories in this book. Yes, once upon a time. Shall we see what's inside in today's story? Where is that page? Oh yeah, there you are. So today's story is Cinderella. Yeah, you do know this story, right? Where there's a girl, a princess who wants to go for a ball, but then she can't go because she has so much work given by her stepmother, and then there's a stepsister, and there's this cat, and there are mice, and there's a fairy godmother and pumpkins. But this story is something different. This is Miss Faraway style, because there should be a twist for every story. No, you guys anyways know traditional Cinderella. Today, it's very different. It's kind of like a bit modern, I would say. So, you guys want to know? Oh yes, one more thing. I told you guys I'm going to tell you guys Cinderella today, no? But there should be more and more stories I would like to tell you guys in other programs. So, I need a little help. I need suggestions from y'all. You guys know our Facebook page, yeah? TV Didula. You guys can go there, drop us a comment saying, Miss Faraway, I want to hear this story today. Miss Faraway, how about that story? How about this story? You guys can send in your suggestions so that in the next program, I can come up with that story. So, our Cinderella story is long, no? So, shall we begin? So, let's begin Cinderella. Oh, and one more thing. I can't sit down and tell you guys, no? So, let's do it. Wait. I missed the page again. Yeah. Okay. So, let's start. This is Cinderella. Hi guys. So, this is where I'm going to tell you guys what the story is about. Well, I told you guys before that it was about Cinderella, no? So, let us begin. Now, where do we start? Let's say it's Europe. So in a country called Europe, there were so many beautiful castles, so many mansions and so many other fairy type stuff. So in one of these beautiful houses, there lived a girl called Cindy. Now you must be wondering, you told us before that it was Cinderella, how can it be Cindy? Wait, so her name was initially Cindy, but she lived with her stepmother and her two stepsisters. Well, you must be wondering, okay, stepmother might be just like her mother, but no, she was really cruel, really mean, and she hated Cindy. Why? Because she was so kind, so adorable, so lovable for everyone. On top of the stepmother, the two stepsisters were even worse. They'll always ask Cindy to do different sort of chores. Iron their clothes at some times, clean their cupboards at some times, and sometimes even clean their toilets. I know, right? So disgusting. But Cindy had a pet cat. The issue with the pet cat was the two stepsisters, they were allergic to cats also. So Cindy had to keep her pet cat out of the house, even though when it was really raining and even when it was really cold. So Cindy practically didn't have anyone to talk to. But yes, of course, the dustbins, the brooms, the dustpans and the dusting stuff, they were only their friends. So every single day, both the stepsisters would ask her to do different stuff. Sometimes ironing their clothes, sometimes washing the dishes, sometimes cleaning those dusty curtains, so much. And you know the worst part? They even ask her to iron their socks. Who irons your socks? I mean, when you wake up to school, do you iron your socks? No, right? That's absurd. Who would even want to wear hot socks? It's not even cold around here. So anyways, Cindy was doing everything she had to do. I mean, she didn't have no choice. She had to live with them, right? I mean, then you must be wondering, okay, so stepmother should be somewhat okay with the whole situation and she must have came up with something to stop Cindy from doing everything, right? But no, remember I told you the stepmother was really cool. Not cool, really cruel. So, yeah, she asked Cindy to do everything. She asked her to wash the toilets just like before, asked her to cook and then, iron the carpets, vacuum them and then stitch clothes. And the worst part, she asked Cindy to do her hair also. And I tell you guys a secret. She rarely washes her hair. Did you hear that? She rarely washes her hair. It must be so stinky. So anyways, Cindy was really kind to everyone. But she has animal friends also. Now remember the cat I told you? Now the cat, of course, she couldn't keep her in the house much. But there were mice and then there were other sorts of birds that always accompany Cindy wherever she goes. Now you must be wondering, okay, her name is Cindy. Where did Cinderella come from? Well, when Cindy's stepmother and stepsisters were really mad at Cindy, they would yell out, Cinderella! That's how Cinderella came. So Cindy, aka Cinderella, was one of those people who had to always listen to other people brag about how successful they are and how she is turned down into the rich. However, time passed just like that. But one day, an amazing thing happened. Guess what it is? Yes, Cindy got a letter from the post box saying, you are invited. It read really big. So then she was so curious. Before she gave it to her stepmother, she took a little peek of it and she saw the royal signature or the royal sign that is there. But then you do know, stepmothers are really cruel, no? So Cindy was scared that the stepmother will jump onto her and then scold her, beat her and whatnot. So Cinderella decided to give the letter to the stepmother. She opened the letter and she read, you are invited to the royal ball. Every maiden from every house is invited as well. That means Cindy, Cinderella, her stepmother, her two stepsisters were all invited for this ball. So Cinderella was so happy that she started searching for frocks, which she didn't have, but then she remembered that she had a frock from her mother's wardrobe. She went in there, took that frock and then she was trying it on and she looked really pretty in the frock. And then, her stepsisters, they were also as curious as Cinderella was. They were going around the house screaming and shouting, searching for different types of frocks they could wear. And the worst part, when they couldn't find a frock for them, they used to scream, Cinderella! And then Cinderella has to come running down, keeping her stuff aside and searching frocks for these two sisters. Well, eventually they did find different sort of frocks which fitted their, their cruelty, I would say. And then stepmother saw Cinderella getting dressed as well. Well, you do know Cinderella has different chores for different days. And you know what? The ball, it was held on a Friday. It was to be held on a Friday, I'd say. So that day, as in Fridays, is when Cinderella is supposed to scrub the toilets. Well, stepmother jumped in the middle where Cinderella was ironing her clothes and finding jewelry and stuff, and she was like, no, Cinderella, today is the day that you have to scrub toilets. You are not going anywhere unless otherwise you complete doing that. So Cinderella couldn't do anything. She agreed politely, saying, "Okay, stepmother, fine, I will scrub the toilets, but after that, can I go to the ball?" Well, the stepmother obviously knew cleaning the toilet would take hours of work. And by that time, Cindy won't have the energy to even go for the ball. So what she did was, "Okay, fine, Cinderella, you can go as soon as you're done with toilet cleaning." And saying so, she's left the room. Well, Cinderella was a bit upset about the fact that she couldn't go to the ball with her sisters. But okay, she decided to clean the washrooms and then go for the ball. In the process of cleaning the washroom, she was crying very bitterly. She was crying so much that she didn't even need water to clean the washrooms. Her tears was more than enough. She was scrubbing. And you know the worst part? Her nail broke. And she was crying for that also. She was crying for the fact that she couldn't go to the ball on time. And on top of that, now she's crying for a fingernail. Crying. Well, after a few hours passed, she was finally done with cleaning the washrooms. She checked the time. Oh my God, I'm really late. And she started crying even more. You know, in different stories you see, different types of tears pouring everywhere and the whole place got flooded. Same thing in Cinderella's case. She was crying so much, it was actually a river in the bathroom. She was crying. And all of a sudden, a magical creature jumped out. Now you must be wondering, okay, Cinderella, the typical Cinderella story, okay, there's a fairy godmother. Well, in this story also, there's a fairy godmother. A short old grandma with pretty wings and a beautiful wand and a cute little gown. She came towards Cindy and was like, "Cinderella, I am your fairy godmother and I have come here to help you get to that ball of yours." Cindy was confused. Why? Because she has never ever seen such a thing. And she was questioning the fairy godmother. Wait, if you do know me, how come I do not know you? Well, the fairy godmother said, "It's not a must for you to know me. I know you, that's it. Now, stop wasting time. You have a ball to attend. Come on, change your clothes and start getting ready." But guys, Cindy didn't have any clothes. I did tell you about the wardrobe where her mother's clothes were. Now that is also made dirty and all that. So the fairy godmother was like, okay. She waved her wand once to see she was transformed to a beautiful girl wearing a pretty frock. Now, I want to do something. You guys know the traditional Cinderella story now, how it goes, how she finds, kind of like carriage and then she goes. Well, I'll pause my story for a while. We'll go for a quick break. In the time, you have to guess what's gonna happen next. So now, let's go for a short break. So did you guys imagine as to what is going to happen to Cindy next? Well, I remember telling you guys about how she transformed into a beautiful looking princess with a pretty gown. Well, okay, the carriage situation also happens in this story. But there's a little twist. Where the fairy godmother asked Cinderella to bring a big pumpkin. A huge one. Not like the ones that we have at home. And remember the pet cat that Cindy had? The cute little cat? Well, she asked Cindy to bring her as well. Why? I even don't know. Well, after getting the pumpkin and the pet cat, fairy godmother took out her wand, the pretty one, and then she started waving it around the air and said, "Pippity, poppity, poof." And you know what happened to the pumpkin? It turned into a beautiful limousine. Yeah. Not like the one in the story. Well, this is Miss Faraway style, no? So it turned into a pretty white limousine and Cinderella was amazed. She couldn't believe what she saw. And the pet cat? Well, he was transformed to the driver of the vehicle. Well, they both hopped into the limousine and they were about to say goodbye. But there was something. There has to be a catch for everything. That's how these fairy tale stories go. So this story too has one. Fairy godmother said, Cinderella, no matter what you do, you have to remember, before the clock strikes 12, you should leave the ball, or else this spell will be broken and then you'll be in your own rags. Cinderella was so happy that she didn't pay attention a lot to this. All she dreamt was going to the ball. So you know what she said? Okay, fine. I'll go to the ball and it's all gonna be alright. I'm gonna take care of myself. See ya! That's all what she said. Well, she did slip out the point where she had to go to the ball at 12. So however, she went to the ball. There was so much stuff around. There was a chocolate fountain as well. Oh my god, chocolate! And then there were so many people that were dancing, and there was the stepsisters and the stepmother as well. Well, Cindy did know that if she saw her face for those people, she will have more trouble. So she took her best approach to stay hidden from her stepsisters and her stepmother. So Cindy was minding her own business, enjoying the ball, dancing around. Well, she bumped into someone. And then he was looking kind of handsome, so Cinderella started talking to him. She said, Hey, how are you? What are you doing here? And the prince, but she didn't know he was the prince, jumped to this side and he was like, Hey, so you guys, what are you doing in the ball? How are you? And they started a conversation. They are laughing and then they had so much fun. They were dancing to the music. Well, they began to be really close friends. Well, they had the same taste for everything. They both liked chocolate, they both liked watching movies, and they knew different sort of stuff. And even their favorite color was the same. Guess what their favorite color is? Wait, what is your favorite color? Wait, so anyways, their favorite color was purple. So both of them loved it and they were talking for hours and hours. Little did they know, the time flew just like that. And it was 12. The clock struck 12. Ding, ding, ding. But Cindy, she forgot about this 12 issue. But then in the last nick of time, the last second of the minute, she was able to run out of the ball, run out of the palace. But the prince, the common boy kind of guy, he didn't know what Cinderella's name was. Of course, me and you, we do know, but he didn't know. So he was a little upset for the fact that he didn't know her name. So going back to Cinderella's situation, she ran so fast that she forgot that she lost one of the glass slippers back at the stairs. She was one foot wearing the slipper and one barefoot. Imagine it would have been like that. She would have had time walking like that. However, she was walking like a penguin down the stairs, and then she did see that her limousine, which was actually a pumpkin, had already turned into a pumpkin. And the driver, he already turned to a cat. So it started raining and the sky was gloomy, and then Cinderella was a bit upset because she was having fun dancing there and then she was having a nice time with the boy. But then everything had to come to an end. It was 12 o'clock. So having the cat by her side, she was walking home, a little bit sad but happy as well, because come on, she finally did get to go to the ball. So she walked home and she was a little tired, but she knew before her stepsisters and stepmothers come, she had to quickly change into the rag she was wearing. So she was anyways wearing a rag, but then she had to wear something even more dirtier to show that she worked really hard. So she was all tired, dressed up, and then she was just waiting, and finally the stepmother and stepsister came. They came and their hair was messy, and then their shoes were all dirty and their frocks were a little bit torn. Why? Because they were dancing so hard, because they were happy that Cindy could make it as well. So the stepmother came into the house, and you must be thinking, okay, she must be tired, she must have gone and slept. But no, she is born to give Cinderella more and more trouble every time. So you know what she did? She came home, she was like, Cinderella, I have come from the ball and I'm very tired. I would like you to make me a cup of tea with extra sugar. So Cindy couldn't do anything. She had to make a cup of tea and give it to the stepmother. And then she drank it, took her some time to sleep. And off Cinderella went to her room thinking about the amazing time she had at the ball, and she slept as well. Next morning, she woke up, she turned on the TV, and the first thing she saw was breaking news. The prince of our garden, the prince of our kingdom was searching for the girl that he met the other night at the ball and thinks that she can be her princess. So Cindy was a little confused and sad as well. Why? Because the prince finally found a princess but didn't know who she was. Cinderella was curious as well. She was popping her head into the TV and watching what exactly has happened. To see, they showed the prince. And Cindy was amazed to see that she was hanging out with the prince all this time. Then he was saying, "Oh my God, I didn't find the girl who I wanted to. I did find her though, but I don't know her name. And then all that I left is a glass slipper. Therefore, I will go to every mansion in my kingdom searching for the girl with the slipper." Well, finally, they all went all around the kingdom searching for a girl with the shoe size. But then she didn't find anyone, because why? The slipper belonged to Cinderella. So finally he came to her mansion, and then her stepsisters saw him. They were overexcited. They started putting makeup, fixing their hair, wearing so many pretty gowns to impress the prince. But the prince came in and they started fitting up the shoes, checking whether it fits those stepsisters. They were trying their best, trying to put their feet inside the shoe, but then that shoe was really tiny for them because their feet were really big. So imagine trying to fit in your feet into a teeny tiny baby's shoe. That'll be really hurtful. However, they tried and tried and tried. But then, remember, the ball invitation was for all maidens. Therefore, the prince has a duty to check to all maidens living in the kingdom. Well, the stepmother was a little nerved. She was like, okay, if it doesn't fit my stepdaughters or my daughters, what if it fits Cinderella? That'll be horrible. So she started giving chores to Cinderella even more. So she was busy doing all the chores, but then she did see the prince looking around the house searching for a girl who fits the shoe. But Cinderella also knew that it was her shoe that the prince had in hand. She started walking down the stairs so that she could meet the prince. Somehow, the stepmother did do different sort of tricks to make sure that the prince and Cinderella didn't meet. However, as the time passed, Cinderella and the prince met each other. And the prince asked, "Dear maiden, will it be okay if I let you fit this shoe in your feet?" And Cinderella obviously said yes, because she knows that it's a slipper. Duh. So then the prince offered the slipper and Cinderella put her feet in it. Perfect! It matched perfectly. The shoe fitted exactly to Cinderella's feet. So the prince was overjoyed that he finally found a princess. You know what? The stepsisters were so shocked, they started crying so much. It was flooded. They were smashing pots and pans, breaking mirrors, breaking windows. It was havoc inside the mansion. However, the prince took Cinderella to his kingdom, and then they lived happily ever after. So that's the story behind Cinderella. And then you must be wondering, well, this is not the normal story that we knew. Remember in the beginning of the program, I did tell you guys that this is my version of the story? Well, nice, right? About the limousines and the chocolate fountains, and pretty much a nice twist, don't you agree? So, well, this is all for Cinderella. Then you must be wondering, okay, so this is how it is. So what is in it for us? Well, you guys did know, no matter what happened to Cindy, she was really kind to everyone. Even for her stepmother, even for her stepsisters, even though they were really cruel and gave her so many chores. So what I'm going to tell you guys is to be really kind. People can be annoying, people can be angry, but still, remember to be really kind. So that's it for now. I think I better go from the play area to the library. So let's go to the library and I'll see you guys there. Whoa, That was amazing, wasn't it? I mean, you guys did enjoy me telling you guys about Cinderella's story, right? I mean, about the chores she had to do, and that friend she met at the ball turned out to be the prince, and then they lived happily ever after, and then there was a fairy godmother. So much fun, right? So you must be wondering, okay, today it's Cinderella. Remember in the beginning of the program, I reminded you guys to send in your suggestions. So I'm going to remind you guys again so that you guys won't forget it at all. So go to our Facebook page, which is TV Didula, and then you can drop in your suggestions as to what stories I should be selling next day. And yes, today you guys heard about Cinderella, the modern Cinderella. I need you guys to do something for me. You guys do know that we have an art program now where we show your creations to everyone else. I want you to draw Cinderella, or the cat, or the stepmother, or the stepsisters, or the prince, or the castle, or any other scene in this story. Send in to what? I know everything now, but you guys do know that we have our post address, right? The one that we always tell in the end of every program. Well, I'm going to tell you guys the same thing. Send us your creations to 177 upon 1 upon B, Kottava Road, Hokandara South. Must be like around the screen, you'll be seeing that anyway, so write it down so that you won't forget. Guys, that's it for today. I mean, come on, Miss Faraway also has to have her time coming up with different stories now, because my stories are different from the typical ones. So guys, that's it for today. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.